Alright, hi everybody, it's Bombcon922. Just a FYI, I'm wearing bleach today. That's gonna come later. Uh, the bleach review will come later, obviously. Um, see? Anyway, okay. The unboxing of Infant Strauss didn't go up properly, so I'll have to do that after this video. You know, Infant Strauss unboxing, I'll show you what it looks like and everything. This video. Attack on Titan. This series is like, holy shit. You know, this series is so... I love this fucking series. And I'm not joking when I say that. I really like this series. It's mature, I understand that. But I really like this series. Okay, this was chapter 32. This one was called Mercy. And I was just looking at it right now, and pretty much what went down was, says a single shot for the showdown, and a bunch of guys come out of nowhere to attack Annie. We've all, from last month's chapter, we realized Annie is, she's the female Titan. And it's like, oh shit! You know, and everyone's attacking her, trying to pin her down and get her, and they're holding her they got a cloth around her and everything, and the funniest thing is, to me, is EREN. Armin, you know, he's got his own, this was all his idea. This thing, this whole plan to get her. And you got Mikasa in there as well. His little sister, his stepsister. Aaron's. And in this chapter, Aaron's actually concerned about Annie. He doesn't want to fight her at all. And it's really crazy. But basically, they're pinning her down, and we see that she's got a ring. And then Armin says Mikasa, and they just grab her, and she says, one step too late. She has a ring, and the ring has this hidden blade in it, and she uses it to cut herself. Because remember, in order for most people who can turn into Titans, in order for them to turn into a Titan, they have to injure themselves and want something. So she does it, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, big explosion, and we see blood everywhere. Everybody's bought, and then she's like, Mikasa is basically saying, "Oh, you too hurt? Are you okay?" And then they're fine. And then that's when, you know, Armin, he's basically saying they run from that situation. They almost got killed there, but Mikasa was able to get him out of there. Remember, this chapter, like I said, was called Mercy. And then we go on from there, and then they're running, and then a hand comes out of the freaking tunnel trying to grab them. And obviously they can't. And then Armin's like, oh, how did she get hurt? It was the blade in that ring. And then she's saying that she cut her finger. And then Armin's saying that she knew about the people in town and all this other stuff. And I should have thought of a better plan. And basically, from what had happened, they're going through the tunnel, And already Armin's telling him, you have to find Annie. You have to find her. That's the whole premise. And he's basically saying that they have a plan B, and he failed. He's basically telling this group that's in the tunnel with them, hey, plan B, group 3, did plan A fail? And he says it failed. Please start plan B. And out of the fucking ceiling, here comes Annie with her foot, and she stomps them. I'm like, oh shit. So from there, it gets pretty hectic, and it's just like, oh my god. And then it's funny, Mikasa, she's basically telling him, do you want to die? Eren wanted to save him. And he's like, do you want to die? You know, the whole premise. And now, and then he's saying that Annie is absolutely desperate to capture Eren. Now, in this chapter, we also find out something else. She blocked her path, so obviously Eren tries to bite himself and turn into a Titan. But for some reason, and Eren's saying you can't become a giant if your goal isn't concrete, right? Try imagining you go hard one more time. And then the idea is coming out that the reason why he can't transform into a Titan is because he doesn't want to hurt Annie. He has doubts. You know. Imagine that Annie was a female Titan. You just saw her with your own eyes, didn't you? See, one who killed your team members, remember? You really still don't think it's her. And he says, shut up! I'm doing the best I can. And then we get, I believe his name is Rossiu? Not Rossiu, Cervelli. Cervelli, the captain of the squad. He's in there in a room with Eren. And basically, what happens in this scene, it's a flashback of what happened before. And they come in, Mikasa and Armin, and the leader, the commander of the squad. And and basically what happens is and he has a little small talk severely with Eren about, oh, you couldn't have predicted it was happening like that, blah blah blah. Mikasa, and we discover the identity of whom the female giant is. And basically they say straight out, the identity is Annie. And Eren's like, how do you know? It's like, how do you know it's her? You don't know. And it's saying that normally we belong to the military police in the South District. Day after tomorrow we will put it into action. The idea is they're transporting Eren to the capital. But if Eren goes to the capital, he's going to be sacrificed. Rather, he's going to be killed, executed, or they're going to use him in experiments, supposedly. At least that's what I feel. And they're saying, basically, somebody, we're trying to smoke out the person who's responsible for trying to destroy the walls. Somebody wants Eren. We don't know who it is. But that's the reason why Annie isn't attacking him and trying to get him. So, and basically, everything on this is saying, Commander saying, begins to escort us, Eren will escape in stouts, capture the target, avoiding giant transformation underground if possible. So they're basically using Eren as bait. And try to get her. And this is the conversation they're having, basically. And the female giant, there's a possibility that the female giant is among your trainee squad. The 104 trainee squad. Her name is Annie's he remembers when he fought the giant, and he sees Annie. So, man, crazy shit. Crazy shit happened. And then Annie is the female giant. How could you think that, Armin? And not only knows Eren's face, but she reacted after his nickname Deathseeker, which only his peers knows. And then there's an interesting scene here with Armin. He says, but the biggest clue is that we already suspect that it was Annie who killed the two giants. Advanced skills were necessary in murdering them, so she used her own 3D MG. Then during the inspection, she presented Marco's gear and got away without suspicion. That was Armin's hypothesis upon it. And why is Marco connected? I don't know. Maybe I was just seeing things. Whom you thought was, don't you have any other? And then Severely's like, don't you have any other proof? Annie's face resembles what the fuck are you people say? And that's another thing I love about this show. Cursing. Like using the F word and everything. It brings more an adult theme to it. Saying, in other words, they have no proof and are on the plan. And why do it? He's basically saying, why do it? If it isn't, it should be in the clear. Then Eren will become a sacrifice for people in the center. Just suspect Annie. You're crazy. Eren, doesn't anything come to mind when you think of Annie and the Giant? And then he begins to realize that he already knows that the female... And then we go back from that conversation to this. And she says, it's Annie. And he's ready to just... So you have to fight her, right? Maybe some sort of feelings are preventing you from doing so. I got a plan. And then they decide, Armin and Mikasa, they decide to, go out there. And she basically tells Eren, we have no choice, do we? The world is a cruel place. And that's when Eren grits his teeth and he says, it really is. And he grits his teeth and he just bites himself and he becomes a giant. And then we have this crazy battle scene between Eren and Annie, and he does this. Does like an. Let me see it. I can see it. Show it to you guys. Tell you what happens. He does an uppercut right to her face, and she just gets flung, just fucking flung. And I think it says. I don't know the translation, but I believe it says Annie versus Eren. That's what happened. Not a lot of talking in this. Last there was some talking, but I want to give this a 5 out of 5. This was a very good chapter of this show. I'm gonna hold off. I'm going to hold off on it. I'm going to give this... The closest I can give this is a 4 out of 5. I give this a 4 out of 5. I like the fact that, well, we know it's Annie. We know it's this person. We know this. But the one thing we don't know is who's behind this. Because whoever's behind this, oh my god, they've got to be the most diabolical, worst person in existence, because they are literally killing their own kind by having Annie do these things, because they're destroying the wall and inviting the Titans in. Unbelievable. But great chapter. Loved what I saw, and let me hear what you guys think. I think this was a great chapter of Attack on Titan. Man, I can only imagine. 15 minutes, wow. Imagine next one's gonna be like. But yeah, this one was called Mercy. Um, if you want to see another guy reviewing this, go check out Justin McWhirlpool at his channel, McWhirlpool Inc. He reviews this as well. Starting to review this. But anyway, this has been Bonkai92. See you guys later. Man, this is possibly one of my favorite mangas right now. One of my favorites. Bar none. Bar none. See you guys later.